I'm going to announce myself now. So, my birth name is Tracy, Urban, but I kid a lot about I should have been a redhead girl named Stacy. So I just recently dyed my hair red, so I'm embracing that purity that got distorted when my parents decided they want to keep a rhythm of initials that didn't fit me. So I'm out of Denver, Colorado. I was born and raised. I have sat in many circles. I have been everything from a network analyst to an intuitive, and I guess I've always been an intuitive, but in the meantime, I've learned pretty much every skill. I've done everything in a house from replacing the sewer lines up to the roof. I have done everything in business world from working at Burger King to being a day trader and everything in between. I am a locus of information, and I am here on this earth to absorb and devour every information that I come across. So I'm very grateful to each and every one of you who is here listening right now, because what I know of all of you is that you, like me, are pattern disruptors. And that's a name I have given myself, because what I've realized is I'm a freedom fighter. And us freedom fighters who are stuck in the pattern are like, no, we don't feel right. There's something that doesn't feel right. And so what I offer is a buffet of manna from all of the circles that I've sat in, right? So on this buffet, I have everything from the sweet stuff to the salty stuff. I have everything from the vegetables all the way over to the meat. So it's up to you to decide whatever you want to take from this, because it's all just for you, and whatever resonates, I offer that to you. And I want you to know that there is no information that I will share that I'm not willing to sit in. So know that I am sitting, bathing in this information right now that I'm sharing, which will be on communication, because I cast in spirit, what should I talk about? And they're like, well, Mercury's in retrograde, right? So what is this? It's a time of miscommunication. People perceive, and a lot of times people are always like, oh, Mercury in retrograde, be careful, watch your keys, you're gonna lose stuff, there's gonna be miscommunication, and all of this information, correct? But how many people ask that next question? Why? Why is there miscommunication? Why are we losing our keys? Why is retrograde happen every few months? And why do we keep cycling through these retrogrades? Because the one piece of information that I rarely hear is that retrograde is a time of reflection. So the reason why these things are happening is so that you can check yourself and go, oh, am I acting different now that I'm losing my keys? Am I still running the rabbit race and losing my keys? Or am I being the turtle now, right? And the turtle doesn't miss anything, right? Because it's always slow. I was a rabbit for a long time. I know, I sat in a lot of circles. So, when all those people are driving crazy and getting in wrecks, because they wanted that impact so that they could reflect and go, what in the hell happened? Why did that person from 10 years ago just show up and remind me of why we quit talking? Why did this person over here come back and impact me? It's never about the other person. It's always about you. And when we choose to sit in that circle and ask, why did this come into my awareness? Why did this impact me? It's because Mercury retrograde is here to help you check yourself and check how you're perceiving all this new information, how you're showing up different. Because a lot of times we keep, oh, watch out for all those other people. But really, Mercury retrograde is all about checking yourself, right? So, this planet of communication is over here going, okay, there's some patterns that I'd like to break, right? I don't want to be road rage queen no more. That don't feel good. I don't want to be the person who runs into somebody at the store and I'm like, Like, no. Why? Because in that you're communicating. We verbalize 7% of communication. It's a proven fact. So the rest of that 93% of information you're receiving and perceiving is nonverbal. Okay? So us intuitives, people like to kind of tell on other people with me. They're like, oh, girl, after you said that, she turned around and rolled her eyes. And I'm like, oh, as an energy intuitive, guess what? That has a feeling and a vibration. So thank you for raising my awareness and offering that unsolicited information. Because us intuitives sometimes think it's our job to offer all this information unsolicited. But us as healers, perceivers, it's like, I want to be seen and heard. So when I want to be seen and heard, I want to offer that invitation. And I want to ask you, do I have your permission to share information with you? Because not all people want to know. And us intuitives, it's like we can hear conversations just like you guys can at the restaurant, except for that's a verbal conversation, and we hear the mental conversations. And just because we hear and perceive this mental conversation doesn't give us permission to get all up in your business. Because at the restaurant, if you were hearing other people's conversations, do you just go up to their table and be like, girl, you know he's cheating on you, right? And it's like, no. So for me, I want to raise my awareness and raise other people's awareness to key words to break these patterns, right? So whenever I hear myself going, I had to do, girl, you know I have to go, blah, blah, blah. Okay, had and have are low vibration words. That's not a freedom word. Freedom words feel good. And so when I'm communicating in a way that is you, or, oh, I had to tell her, girl, because you know she didn't know. You know, then a lot of people don't understand, or I guess I didn't understand that was judgment. My being in judgment of how people show up whenever I decided that I had the answer. When I'm like, oh, girl, you have to quit smoking weed. Oh, girl, you have to quit cussing. Oh, girl, you know, if you don't leave him, you're gonna na, right? But for me, it's like when I sat in the circle of Christianity, a lot of people told me what I had to do. And I'm like, that doesn't feel free. That doesn't feel comfortable. So then I started going, oh, okay, well, what feels better? So I asked, can I have permission to share some information with you? May I? May I? Maybe consider, this is a great thing, maybe consider red instead of yellow. Maybe, right? Because then it's not a judgment, and to me that feels really good. Maybe we could play, maybe we can't. Key words, right? So for me, I have countless clients come, and they're like, oh, I want this information, I'm open. And then as soon as I share information, you know what they tell me? They go, but I already know. Oh, I've been doing that for 20 years. Okay, so they shut me down, right? And then I'm like, okay, so then instead of going, oh, you shut me down, then I say, most people who are open usually respond with a thank you. Most people, but so again, people are communicating all the time. They're communicating if they're open or not. And this is one of my favorites. Us people go around getting, I don't know, you know, people to do services for us, right? We have chiropractors, we have lawyers, we have masseuses, we have stylists, we have nail people, right? We have all these people that we allow to do work on us. But how much of your time do you spend discerning how these people are showing up?
Real shit.
How are they showing up? So I can guarantee you, if you are sitting there with a nail person or your lawyer, and he's telling you about all these other people, guess what he's gonna do with other clients about you? So for me, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not in judgment. I'm just observing. I'm just observing how people show up. And then we have to be discerning of who we want to represent you. Because just like close friends, I had a close friend who never had anything nice to say about anyone. She always started out, oh, I love blah, blah, blah. But they girl, ooh, and they, and then she would put all their dirt out there. And then I was like, ooh, eventually I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be the girl that she goes, oh, you know, Tracy, she's awesome at this, but girl, she did it, no. So I'm like, oh, is that the kind of friend I want who's going to air all my dirty laundry? Communication, it's happening all the time. It's happening all the time. I love it. So as we come into this time, oh, and let me see. Oh, good, I have some. So now as we start being discerning of how other people are showing up and how they're saying, then of course you might realize some mirrors, right? Because for me, I want to be the type of practitioner that people know that I'm not going to share their information. I'm not going to say their name. And to me, there's one difference between a story and gossip. Does anybody know what one word describes the difference between? That's it. Names. I love it. Thank you, wise red-headed woman. So as long as you're able to share information without the name, it's a story, it's a wisdom, it's a way of sharing information from what other people learn. And I love hearing other practitioners go, my client, my client, my client, or I had a friend, or I had a this, without, because to me that's communicating they're safe. Because I don't want somebody, unless of course they ask me permission, because if somebody, Tracy, can I share this story? Then I'm like, I get to say yes or no and give them permission, because some stories are awesome. I had a little alien in my cup, the tea read that Captain gave me, and she asked me, can I share this? And I'm like, yes, it's freaking awesome. Thank you for asking me. But that's way different than just taking the initiative to share information without asking. So another piece of communication. I love being a great communicator. I love it. I love sitting at the buffet table. I'm so excited for all these people. You should see, okay, over here you guys aren't seeing, but all these people are starting to walk in over here, and all these new people are coming. So another thing I encourage you is to find a circle that will challenge your thoughts and beliefs. One of my favorite teachers is Michael Blair, Michelangelo, whatever name you are, because you know what? He might be a young soul, but he challenges me. He challenges me on what I think and how I show up. And to me, I sit in a circle with anybody who's willing to share information, because if we can all do one little thing really quick, if we can, everyone in here, if you could just put down your phones for 2 seconds, and I want you to look out of your own eyes. Okay, so everyone look out of your own eyes and look at how much you can see of yourself through your own eyes. Okay, some of us, what, you see the tips of your fingers maybe? Maybe the bridge of your nose? How much can you see out of your own eyes? Very little, right? And even when you look down, you only get maybe legs, maybe some boobs, maybe something good, you know? So understand that we do not have the capability to see ourselves in totality. But what we have is the ability to see outside of ourselves in totality. That's why I need and want and give permission for everyone who can see me in my totality to help me be my greatest and highest good. Because you can see things that I can't. And that's the way I work. I can't see my own stuff, but I can see everybody's stuff in totality, right? So I offer that exchange because I want to sit in circle and I want to honor people as much as they honor me. And I want to give myself freely and be seen and heard, because most of us, our lives, we haven't been seen and heard. We've shown up and we've done and we've worked hard and we've given ourselves away, and now it's time to empower ourselves, because when we fill ourselves up, then we're our best selves to give to everyone else. And then we're communicating that joy and that smile and a body that feels good, because you're creating your own mental triggers. So maybe for yourself, I don't know what, because I used to say, figure it out a lot. I'm trying to figure it out. And then a wise sister told me, Hita, take trying out of your vocabulary, because as long as you're trying, you're never going to get there. Because that boomerang of communication, that mirror that we're sending out, is going to keep bringing that back to me. That's why I'm like, I don't want to have to fix nobody. I ain't sorry for anybody. I used to tell everybody all the time, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. And I was like, I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. So I stopped throwing out that boomerang. That's going to hit me back in my face, right? I started sending love. Oh, I love that you were willing to sit through that pain. I love that you were willing to gain the wisdom from that experience, because that's what I want back. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. So those are things. Okay, so trigger words. Have to, had to. Get them out. Trying, get it out. Figuring out, get it out. For me, this is a word that people use all the time in this realm. Everyone's always go, figure out your intention. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be in tension. I would rather be in desire, or I would rather be in flow, or I would rather be in harmony. Just like disease is disease. Words are powerful. What are you throwing out there? What kind of boomerang are you bringing to yourself? Because it's never about the other person. That's just the symptom to help you get to your root cause. All right. I have 2 minutes left. Oh, beautiful goddesses over there doing their work. I love it. I love it. So I want to share something with you. Well, of course, one of many things I was going to share with you. I guess the greatest wisdom I could share with you is to become the turtle, be a conscious breather, and pay attention to how the words you're saying make you feel. No more programming. No more repeating broken cycles, because your body is always validating what your mind is thinking. When something you don't want to do happens, if you take the time to breathe, you will feel your gut go, I don't want to do that. But no, our programming tells us, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll do that for you. Yeah, I'll do that for you. Yeah, without even stopping to think. It's programmed answer. Without bothering to see if it's even serving both of your highest goods, because that's what I ask for now. Not just what serves my highest and greatest good, but what serves the highest and greatest good of everyone that comes into my circle, into my energy field, anyone who's going to walk a path with me, because they're here to help me as much as I'm there to help them. It's always an exchange, always an exchange. So all of you people that are here, thank you for showing up. Everyone who is reading and displaying their gifts, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for helping this earth ascend. Thank you for helping people come into harmony. I'm not a balanced person either, because if you ever tried to keep your balance, it's freaking hard and it don't last long. But it's much easier to move into harmony, where we can flow like the water and go around and go around and go around. So I give you much love. I give you much gratitude. I say thank you for harmonizing your energy with mine. Have a wonderful rest of your day.